Today we're going to be talking with Scott Lewis, my good friend Scott Lewis, but doing so we're going to be drinking a little wine. Today we're drinking To Me 2011 from Anderson Valley, brand new release, and the wine is good and it's going to do the trick. So, Scott, good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
And it's fantastic. So, a little bit earlier with my partner, we're talking about, how much Napa Valley has changed in the last few years, and certainly there is a lot of more action going on, and a lot of things going on into the valley. And let's talk about, what's going on in Yountville, because on May 4th, you are creating, you created an event called Sense Yountville, and I believe this is your 5th year. And let's talk a little bit about this and what was the idea behind that. And
Sure. So 2008, I think everyone remembers 2008 and how the whole world fell apart pretty much at the end of it, or the start of it, should I say. So it was the middle of January, and I was thinking to myself, right, nobody's going to buy wine. It's going to be depressing for quite a while. So I said, look, to hell with it, we should do something. I got together with the AVA from Yountville, which was comprised of about 15 wineries at the time. And I said to them, why don't we throw a wine event, a food and wine event, because there wasn't really anything of all the wineries of the Yountville AVA or all the restaurants. And let's do something together, and we'll do it. And then somebody said, well, what day can you pick? And as you well know, picking a weekend to do an event in the Napa Valley is impossible, because there's something going on every weekend. So finally I came up with this weekend, which happened to be the first weekend in May. Not deliberately, but just I said, let's just set this as the first day. And of course, that first weekend in May, it's Kentucky Derby. And then also Cinco de Mayo falls in there sometimes, and then Mother's Day falls in there sometimes.
Nice.
So I was just like, what the hell with it? We're going to go with this, and let's do it. So with the help of the Yountville AVA, and I went around to each of the restaurants in town and asked them would they come and participate and show some food, and they said great. And they said, are you going to have a tent and everything like that? And I said, I'll try. Of course it rained. It rained back home in Ireland and France. And we piecemeal tents together and umbrellas and whatever, and we had a great group of people come by and bought some wine, and we donated money to charity. So it proved that there were still buyers out there. And then so then we got a bit serious about it the following year, and we partnered up with the Pathway Home, which is a great charity. It's part of the Veterans Home in Yountville, and it's basically vets returning home from action that have PTS syndrome. And anyway, so a great cause. And
but this is coming from current conflicts, right?
Yes, that's right. And basically, we've partnered with them for the last couple of years, and now we're on to our 5th year. Now it's morphed into wineries not just from Yountville, but from all over the valley. And now we have, I believe, 14 chefs and 14 restaurants and 25 wineries.
I've been reading the website, and you can all go into the Sense Yountville, www.senseyountville, and some of the winery are like Alpha Omega, Casa Piena, Cliff Lady, Paradigm, Realm Cellars, Tor, Kenward, Vineyard 7 and 8, and there is and more than that. And this is quite Dominus, Gemstone. I mean, come on. And so how did you approach those people?
So one of the things with the event, unlike other food and wine events, when I talked to the vintners initially, there's plenty of food and wine events where people just turn up and it becomes a sort of a smorgasbord of just food and wine. The idea behind this was for people to taste wine and also buy wine. So we were selling the wines at a great price for that one day only. So you can actually taste the wines. Initially we were doing futures, now we're doing current releases. But part of the proceeds from those purchases go back into the Pathway Home and for the charities that we've been sort of supporting.
Can I ask you how much of the proceeds going back to the Pathway?
Sure. We have about a 15% coming out of the wine sales, which is basically the conversion from FOB to retail and so on. But 15% is going into the Pathway Home just from that, and then we donate another percentage based upon our actual ticket revenue for the day off. We cover our costs, obviously, to pay for the tent. We tent both the pavilions at the Vintage Estate right opposite Bottega, And just because the last 4 years, believe it or not, it's been, glorious. Obviously looking at this weather today, and it's like 95 degrees.
That's hot, yeah.
It is hot.
Yeah.
So we tent both of them. But not only that, then we also started a tradition with the Kentucky Derby party to start afterwards. So the event starts at 11 a.m., 11 to 2. The chefs turn up, they do their amuse and the wineries. And then at 2 p.m., then everyone moves over into the other party, which is the Derby party.
Because I got to tell you also, like Cellar was on a fantastic wine shop in a beautiful wine shop in Yountville. And what is how much selections you have there? This is huge.
Yeah, I've lost count. I mean, we've got a bit of everything, I think. We've definitely got over a couple of thousand. So.
All right. Well, we won't be revealing too much about the wine shop, although you should stop by and get as much wine as you can. And I don't want to talk about the wine shop too much today because Scott will be coming back the Monday after the 6th, and we'll be doing a blind tasting and see a little bit what he has already to offer in the shop. So let's go back to the event. I think it's going to be really fantastic. Some of the restaurants coming up are Adop, Bistro Gentil, Bouchon, Bottega, Étoile. We have some chocolate with Chorus chocolate, Mercer Grilled, Red, Villaggio. I mean, this is the who's who. I mean,
absolutely. I mean, to get again, like there's no event that has actually all of these restaurants, under one tent or one venue here in Yountville. So we're excited to have them all come. I mean, it's a great thing for the chefs to come and participate, obviously, because unlike any other appellation in the valley, we have amazing restaurants. I mean, not to say that there isn't great restaurants in Oakville and Rutherford. There is, obviously, but if you look at Yountville, in a sense, we're sort of, the center of the valley, and we have a great selection of restaurants.
The tenderloin.
Well, I wouldn't call it the tenderloin.
Well, this is the tenderloin of the restaurant.
For those in San Francisco,
the filet mignon. The filet mignon. Okay.
It's a filet mignon.
The filet mignon of the restaurant. Yeah.
But you can walk to each of these restaurants right afterwards as well. The whole weekend is a fun weekend, and really, I mean, what ties it up then afterwards? People dress up, by the way, I might add, in Kentucky Derby attire, seersuckers, ladies wear hats. We have a group that comes out of Alaska every year, a group of women who came for the first one, and they've made it an annual trip, and every year they seem to be morphing into more and more. Awesome. But they come down and they definitely throw on the style and the pizzazz, and guys come out in seersuckers. We have some, again, everything is done with bourbon. We do bourbon and branch comes in from the city, and the mixology.
Yeah. Sure.
They come in to do mint juleps for the day, and they're doing a specialty drink as well for the ladies.
Okay.
And then, we have 4 large screens tented right next to the St. Yountville tent. Yeah. And you'll be able to watch your horse win. And rumor has it there might even be people betting.
Oh, is that right? Hey.
Rumor.
So, but the event is not the largest, for this is a good size, but this is something like, small enough for everybody to enjoy, not like, stand online to get like, a taste of food or a taste of wine. So how many people are coming up there?
So purposely, the event was capped at 350 attendees, and the idea was that if you're really going to have a great experience and meet the chefs and have time to talk with the winery owners or understand the wine that you're tasting, we wanted to make it less. Yeah. So 350 tickets, that's it. So we're 200 have already been sold right now. We're in our last week. So, but I mean, the idea is that you actually get to talk to the winemakers, you get to meet the chefs. And it's not like a line. I was at Pebble Beach Food and Wine, great event, but it's, again, as you say, you just stand in line, you get your food, you move on.
It's like Walt Disney, it's just like, you get it.
And it's a great event, but I mean, the idea was just to keep it small and keep it a bit more personable. And as well, like we have like the principals involved in a lot of the places, like be it the chefs, the vintners, and the owners. Christian Moyex has been attending for the last few years as well. And, it's great to have Carmen Policy from Casa Piena. A good friend of ours, Robin Quivers from the Stern Show, she comes out on a yearly basis. But so it's a great event for, and a bit more intimacy. The tickets are $150, but for considering that you're going to Sense from 11 a.m. to 2 and then to the Kentucky Derby after that party, it's a great way to spend an afternoon. It's for a great cause. Sure.
So the event starts at 11 o'clock until 2. And then after that, the Kentucky Derby is like 3 o'clock, something like that?
Well, right after that, we have a Kentucky Derby party tent right next to the St. Yountville one, and that will start automatically at 2:15 or whatever. We'll have bourbon and branch pouring mint juleps. and we'll have wines and beers as well by the glass and whatever, and then just the sort of the pre-party for the Derby itself.
So dress code, nice
festive and colorful, and
big
fun,
hats.
Big hats for not just men, but women.
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
A lot of flowers and
flowers.
things.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, get your Boston Whalers on, your seersuckers, and colored shirts and whatever. I mean, dress as a jockey if you want.
And do you have any music playing or not this time?
No, we just have a background DJ music going. Sure. But I mean, there's not really. With that amount of people, that's not the sort of the formula that we got going.
Yeah.
We've tried using small quartets and things like that, but it's just drowned out. So I mean, people are there to have fun and it starts early and it finishes early, so it's a good way to spend a Saturday afternoon in May.
And before it's way too hot because like 11 o'clock in the morning here in Napa, still pretty cool until 3-4 o'clock where it really starts to hit you in the head. Yeah, definitely. And so then the after party and at what time everything shuts down usually?
Well, as soon as the Derby race is done, that's it. I mean, we shut down. So I think people have.
So everybody out, it's just like
we don't train.
It's just like out. So here it is. So a great cause, pathway home.
Yes.
For the vets. I mean, we should definitely make an effort and support those causes. We send those guys like to war and we should be able to take care of them when they come back. Very important. Then this is a great way of spending the afternoon.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's how difficult is it for you to put this thing? Because you're the only one to really.
Well, I have a partner, Tori Williams, who helps me. But yeah, I mean, it's basically been the two of us putting this together.
Yeah.
And then obviously we've got the support of the wineries and the chefs. I mean, without them we wouldn't have an event. But it does require a bit of.
Is it every year it's a little bit better or easier, maybe?
No, every year it's getting bigger and better. Last couple of years the Derby party is definitely getting bigger because people are definitely there. But we want to try and bring everything back in. I mean, people the last couple of years obviously have been very budget conscientious of spending money on wines, and it's hard sometimes to get people to sort of realize like they're purchasing wines for a great cause. But, in general, I mean, like we do get some support and we've got some great people coming this year. So I'm excited about it as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's, like anything you do, you got to put in some work to get some results.
So you're going to have your full team working that day at the shop?
The shop will be open as well. I mean, we'll be doing a Derby party there as well. So, absolutely.
Yeah.
So Wine Cellar is a separate entity and, Saint Yountville is just more about what we can do and have a great party. Yeah, that's I love the idea and how you came up with that. I mean, that's pretty, especially in the downtime and make it what it is today. Well, actually, a good point there, and I should have brought that up. But Saint Yountville was, a lot of people were like Sense of Yountville, Sense to Yountville. Saint Yountville is a call to action. It was like, come, Saint Yountville. I mean, explore it, taste it, design. By design, it was sort of called that.
Yeah.
And we do have again like a lot of great wineries from Yountville participating. But initially, it was all the Yountville AVA. But now we've morphed into other regions throughout the valley, which is great because we've got great partners in Stags Leap, Oakville, Rutherford, Howell Mountain, all over. So it really works.
So since most of all the tickets are already sold out, so
everyone you can get them online. There's about 150 left.
Okay, 150 left. Okay.
You can get them online at www.saintyountville.com, and you just put in your information and you'll be added to the list, and it's all automated.
Fantastic. Yeah. So, all right, so here is for a great cause, the Pathway Home in Yountville. Let's go and support those people here. It's going to be a great time. Again, some of the wineries coming up are Alpha Omega, Dominus, Ram, Gemstone, blah, 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 blah. Big names. The restaurants, Haddock, Coral Chocolate, which isn't a restaurant, but
Coral Chocolate is the boutique chocolatier, vintage 1870, which is great.
Yeah, pretty tasty, Muscle Grilled, Hurley, Bottega, Bouchon, Bistro Gentil, Bricks, great group of people.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So, May 4th.
May 4th. You'll be there.
11 o'clock.
11 a.m.
A very big hat.
A big hat.
And ready for some bourbon.
And for bourbon after.
Yeah, absolutely. And
a cab ride home.
Voila. Scott, thank you very much for coming up and talking to us about this event.
Thank you.
I think it's going to be fantastic. We went down last year, and that was a great time. And then after, there is so much left to do after the event. if you can still walk. You know, you have plenty of restaurants around and a way to enjoy the rest of the day. So May 4th again, Saint Yountville, $150, very few tickets left. Jump in, make it happen, and hopefully we'll see you there. Scott?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Cheers. Santé.
Santé.